Yes, yes, YouTube. What's going on? I'm here to talk a bit of boxing with you. I will say this is a new channel, so I'm just testing a few things out. The fight I'm going to go into tonight, I'm going to keep it a bit short. I'm not going to go too in depth. I just kind of want to see how things go, put the feelers out, and try this because, I like talking about boxing. I know people out there like talking about boxing, so let's talk about boxing. There were some good fights this past weekend, August 1st. Obviously, Zepeda overcame Lamont Roach in a great fight, and equally so, Chamberlain, a British fight, he overcame O'Leary in an absolute war of a fight. If you missed that one, it was on the zone. You have to go see that if you're a boxing fan. One of the best fights of the year. But I kind of just want to focus right now on the upcoming fight between Rolly Romero and Teofimo Lopez. That's August 22nd, and that's for Romero's WBA regular, I believe. Um, Romero, he's coming off a career best performance against Ryan Garcia, career best. Teofimo, he's coming off a career worst performance against Shakur, where he was completely shut out. And I do want to preface this whole thing by saying this is not going to be one of those channels where we kind of trash fighters, because at the end of the day, this is boxing, mate. You can't win every fight. If everybody's a bum, everybody's no good, then the guys that are the best, they can't be considered good. They can't be considered great because the guys you're beating, they're no good. So a loss, two losses, it don't mean nothing to me. Five losses, it means nothing to me. At the end of the day, you could be the best, be 99%, and that 1% has your number. As long as you get in that ring, you show heart, show courage, put on a show. I love it. I'm a boxing fan first, and that's that. So let's get into the fight. Like I said, I'm going to keep this one a little bit short, keep it around the 9-10 minute mark. But obviously Romero, he's coming off that big win against Ryan Garcia. Very dominant fight for him. He looked strong in there, physical. Dropped Garcia, made Garcia look a bit timid in there. Um, uh, he was I think he was the underdog in that fight. I mean, at least everyone was going for Garcia. You would have expected Garcia to win that based off past performances, especially Romero and some of the guys he's kind of struggled with. But no, his physicality, it was incredible in that fight. Teofimo now completely shut out by Shakur. I think I gave him one round, and that was being kind. 1 or 2 rounds. It really wasn't a great performance by him. Shakur looked incredible that night, but it kind of adds a nice little dynamic because one fight is coming off his best, one the worst, and one's trying to prove he belongs. One's trying to prove that still should be at the top. So, and I should also add in as well. Just like the Garcia, people say about Garcia that you never know which one you're going to get. There's the same kind of dynamic with these two guys here. Romero, and I feel like Teofimo more to an extent can be hot and cold. Sometimes he looks like the greatest fighter in the world. Sometimes maybe not so much. But I feel like that adds a nice, exciting layer here. It makes the fight more intriguing because if Teo shows up, one of the past in the Sandor fight or Cambosos or Shakur, this is a close fight. This is a tough fight for him, and I feel like that adds a layer of excitement. A layer of unknown. So, and I feel like both of them have that kind of dynamic to them. But both of these guys, they have a lot of history together. That's for sure. They've been in camps together. They've been friends for a long time. They've done a lot of sparring. I feel like both of these men would be confident. Why else would they take the fight? Romero probably thinks that Tio's kind of not in the right space, and that he can take advantage of that. Teofimo is probably confident in his ability his technical ability, his crisper kind of style, and that Rolly Moreira is the perfect opponent for him to put him back kind of in that contention for the big money fights. But I'll jump straight into my prediction and what I think about it. So Romero, everyone knows he punches hard, he's strong, he's physical. He has a really deep judo background, so that also adds to him his kind of inside game. He can rough you up, put the shoulder on you, the head. He can maneuver you. He anyone he's got that get. I mean, both of these geezers punch hard, but Romero, he's really got that get out of jail free card. I feel like everyone who's fought him has kind of listed him as a top guy as you can hit. So that's something any fight that's against him has to worry about. I feel like Teofimo though, as well as punching hard, he's kind of the better boxer, a bit crisper, a bit more technical, so to speak, better combinations. Whereas Romero's combinations are kind of more awkward. He's a bit more clumsy. He's a bit more awkward. I feel like those are Romero's weaknesses, and Teofimo's weaknesses are more, I guess, of the down the stretch. I feel like he's one of those fighters that kind of runs out of ideas. I feel like he's got a one-track mind, a game plan, and if that doesn't work, he's not great at finding um, plan B, plan C, plan D sometimes. And some fighters have that. Some fighters can just do it on the fly, but I don't think Tio's one of those guys. I feel like if he gets confused in there, he gets confused, and you've seen that in an extent, not just with Shakur, but in the Lomachenko fight, how he was performing in the early half of that fight, and then how when Vasily kind of flicked that switch, he kind of, okay, what's happening now? What do I do? And he lost the latter half, but you know, I do think Teofimo's tough. I think both of them are tough. They both got grit in them. I feel like Teofimo, he has got enough style, enough technical ability, and enough grit if it came to it to take what Romero dishes out. And I know at the minute Romero's kind of, he's hot property right now. A lot of people on the Romero train. How could you not like him? He's a funny guy. He's entertaining. He doesn't take himself too seriously, so he's good to watch. And I feel like there's a lot of recency bias in boxing, and people are riding that. But I feel like at the end of the day, when it comes to boxing, and I feel like technical ability goes the furthest. It talks the talk. And I feel like Teofimo has that. He does have that more than I'd say Romero does. Whereas Romero can kind of throw those awkward shots you don't really see, like blah, 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 clubbing. You don't really see them. They're awkward, different angles. I feel like Teofimo can take advantage of those, catch you in the middle, kind of like Javonta did. Throws better combinations, he moves better, and I feel like ultimately that will be the decider. Um, I will say this though: the first 3, 4 rounds, it's gonna be tough. I'm gonna be brazen. I'm gonna make my prediction. I'm gonna say Teofimo Lopez, and I'm gonna give you the round. I think round 7, 8, TKO, KO, whatever way you're looking at it. But yeah. Uh, Further on down the line, I'm gonna talk about more boxing fights. Talk about some of the greats, past fights. Yeah, I'll probably go more in depth then. But like I said, I wanted to have a little feeler now. So if you like what you heard, leave a comment. If you didn't, leave a comment. If you just want to talk boxing, I'll reply to you. You know, more than happy to talk to anyone about boxing. I love it. So yeah, it's interesting. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions, and take it easy on the next one.